everybody, and welcome again to another episode of the Risk Matrix, number 104. It's me, Dr. Martin, and my friend James Junkin. Hey, James.
Hey, I apologize we're not live, but I am in Orlando at the ASSP 2025 conference. Woo!
And guess what? He's speaking. So
I
if,
am.
if you if you're listening to this now, hopefully he hasn't already spoken, and then you get a chance to look him up in your program and go and see James speak. But he's
Thursday,
definitely
topic
there.
Thursday. I have a Thursday afternoon session, and the title is Rumble in the Jungle, Safety versus Procurement. Who wins?
I don't think it's about winning, but we'll see because James will tell you when
I
when
don't want to
you
give
get
out
to the
the
session.
the I don't want to give out the answer right away.
So
Hopefully
I'm
we
not
all
in
win.
Orlando. I'm actually in sunny the Northeast, New Hampshire, and I am not speaking at ASSP. I want to post that. I see so many people online posting that they're speaking. Um, I'm at home. James is there. Look for him. He's like, "Where's Waldo?" Make sure to shake his hand, say hi, and hit him up for some advice on anything that's going on in your safety world. So we're here today to talk about, James. Oh, actually, before I even say that, we're powered by Veriforce, and we're sponsored by our booth there at ASSP, right?
Right.
And
1201 in the Expo Center, booth 1201. Contractor safety done. Visit us at 1201, baby.
all right, I want to get that out of the way so that people know where you are and they can find you. But James is larger than life, anyways. You'll be able to find him probably anywhere.
You just call me
Um,
fat.
No, larger than life. Personality, my friend, personality. So we like to do this every year. This is James's idea. I think it's a great idea. Just about every year we talk about conference season, and a lot of you probably are listening to this now at ASSP. Hopefully, before you get started, we're going to give you some tips and tricks of things to do, things to look for, how to network, and things to do for professional development. So, James, I'm going to let you start us off.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, when I first started going to conferences in this conference season, we've got ASSP, then we have the National Safety Council. This year we'll have the OSHA Oil and Gas Conference, and then Veriforce has their hiring client conference in September. Safety on the Edge was just a few months ago. So got a chance to speak at that. I think BCSP has got a conference coming up that they do virtually. So there are a lot of opportunities to get out to these conferences for networking and professional development, but it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. I know many people that go to conferences that don't leave work behind. And you end up paying a lot of money to go to Orlando to work out of your hotel room. And I'll be the first to tell you, I've been guilty of that. I've had that
That's
happen to me,
the
right?
pot calling the kettle black there,
That's right.
James.
That's right. That's why I wanted to bring it up. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do in Berkeley because I couldn't get out of the hotel room and out of meetings long enough. So prepare your company for you leaving. Emergencies happen. We all understand that, but prepare them for you leaving because it doesn't make a lot of sense to go all the way to a conference and spend the whole weekend or the whole week or whatever days you've got in your hotel room.
Right, right. So there's a lot going on at these conferences, and I know ASSP, don't they have a downloadable app
They do.
that you can track things on? You can actually highlight what you want to go to. Strongly recommend downloading that app. You can delete it afterwards. They have a conference booklet. They have different tracks for things that you're looking for. One of the first things that you should do once you register is take a look through those, what's going on, and kind of try to map out what you're going to see in general over the next several days. Um, there'll be a lot of things that are repetitive. There'll be a lot of speakers that you may not know. I strongly recommend you, if you're looking at something and you're thinking, oh, I may want to go and see this, look them up on LinkedIn, see what their positions are on different things. And you might find that there are some things that you'd be pleasantly surprised to listen to.
One of the things I like to do that and have a plan going into the conference because it can be simply overwhelming. Um, you know, I have found that sometimes I have to choose because there's so many really great speakers and things I want to learn about, right? So when I do my conference plan, I try to think of what do I need to add to my repertoire knowledge, right? Or what is it that I know stuff about, but I want to improve on how I teach it? So I get a new angle. And I found that to be successful, right? If it's something I feel like, hey, I feel like I'm a subject matter expert in this, I may not go to that session. That session may be great for other people to go and learn and et cetera, right? Um, Map it out, decide what you want to do, but pick things that challenge you and improve you. You remember, you're paying to go to this conference, and it's a good bit of money to go, and they put on a great show. So don't show up without a plan. And I also say this: plan for some downtime. At the end of the conference, I'm exhausted, just exhausted. Whether you're at ASSP or NSC, it's a lot of walking. You need to allow for that. You need to allow for some time to break, to cool off, you know. Wear good walking shoes. I'm just telling you, you're gonna walk. It's a lot. But I also think beyond learning and innovation in the sessions, I learn a lot and see a lot of innovation in the expo hall of these conferences. What about you?
Okay. Yes and no, right? There's a lot of stuff in the expo hall. I mean, from the lowest one person companies to great big booths by 3M and Veriforce and BCSP and everybody that you've got a lot of things that are coming at you. So I guess the other thing while you're planning in the planning stages, what are some things that you want to learn more about when it comes to equipment or PPE or etc., right? Because you can also plan out your expo hall visits. And we all like to go and take a bag and get all the little freebies for our grandkids or our kids to bring home. But really you should use it as an opportunity to connect with vendors that may be of help for you in whatever roles or tasks that you're doing back with your company. Okay. It doesn't mean you need to see every inch of the expo floor, right? Every inch of the expo floor is going to have you walking, like James says, a lot more than you typically would in a day. I don't know if that's necessary, but you can plan out your expo booth visits in the same manner as you do with your educational opportunities.
I mean, we talked about in the last episode about all these proposed changes that OSHA has, for example, related to respiratory protection and maybe downgrading the level of protection that workers need to be exposed to certain chemicals. Hey, this is a great time to go around and talk to the respiratory protection vendors and say, what are you doing to address this? What have you got? Let me gather some vendor information before I go back and to my company and they say, hey, we don't have to put people in full face anymore. OSHA says we don't. Now I've got an answer to that. Okay. I know that I've got a NIOSH approved respirator that protects my workers because I've done my due diligence. But I always find a lot of cool things when it comes to technology in the expo halls.
Right. So what are some other tips and tricks?
I think it's a great networking opportunity. I posted not too long ago, hey, come see me at Orlando at ASSP 2025. I'm going to be there with 6,000 of my best friends. Right? I mean, these are people that care about what you care about, which is getting workers home safe from high hazard jobs. It's an opportunity for you to meet people that you may have only seen on podcasts or in articles that have been posted or in your textbook that you read. It's
professors.
Really professors. It's a great opportunity to press the flesh and learn from folks. So you got to budget some time for that, right? I think it's outstanding. I know I've made lifelong contacts and friends at some of these conferences, and I'm a better safety professional because I've know these folks.
So the other thing I will say is if you see somebody that you've seen on LinkedIn or you know professionally, just through talking to on the phone or on podcasts or whatever, stop them and say hello. right? I don't know anybody that I've stopped on the expo floor, or unless they're really engrossed in something, and said hello and talked about their work or talked about my work or asked questions that weren't gracious. So take the opportunity to stop people and introduce yourself and make some contacts in person that you can use later on when you go back to your company.
And I'll say this, be respectful too. Okay. Be respectful of people's time. Most people don't have time to have an hour-long conversation with you, because if you catch them in the hall, they're headed one place to another. They're probably headed someplace, right? But a short conversation, get their contact information, ask if you can follow up. I think it's perfectly all right. I don't mind doing that. I've done it with other people, but be respectful of folks' time, because a lot of times these people that you're really wanting to talk to are probably headed to a session that they need to go speak at, right?
Right. Right.
So just be respectful of people's time.
Bring tons of business cards.
Tons of business cards, tons of business cards. I used to bring about 250 business cards with me when I go to ASSP, and believe it or not, we picked up business at ASSP, just walking around talking to people.
That's cool.
So for those of you that are consultants or contractors, hey, this is an opportunity for FaceTime sometimes in front of vendors or potential customers. The other thing I would say, those of us with professional certifications, this is an opportunity for you to get your continuing education credits, right? So every conference has a different policy when it comes to being awarded CEUs for the sessions you go to. So make sure whatever it is that conference is hosting, whatever their policy is, that you understand that going in, because just because you got something that says you're registered doesn't mean you get credit for all the sessions that were there. Like most places, you got to actually go to a session, and it's usually like 0.1 CEUs per breakout session that you go to.
Yeah, and I don't know if ASSP does this, but a lot of times they do scan your badges at the sessions just to make sure that people are attending the sessions and not just coming to network um, outside of the conference.
Absolutely. But, I'd say the other thing, that probably the biggest thing I get out of these conferences is, as a safety professional, you're a safety professional. We both own our own companies. This is a busy time of year for everyone. This is an opportunity to be inspired, be motivated, and recharge. I like to think of it as revival. Come away from this event having gained something that improves your safety practice, even if it's nothing more than your attitude and your motivation.
Right.
You might be the greatest technical expert out there, but I find just being around people that are talking about safety, that understand
care
the
about
challenges,
the same things.
Yeah, care about the same stuff is very, very beneficial to me.
Right on. Well, I hope you all have a great conference. Um, I'd love to be there. Can't, but I'm sending James, and
That's right.
I really mean it. This guy, he knows a lot of people. He knows a lot of things. He's technically one of the most savvy people I know. If you see him, get his business card, connect with him, pat him on the back, give him a big hug, and I hope everybody has a great conference.
Yeah, I'll be easy to spot. I'll be the guy with the walking cane since I'm just recovering from surgery, so I might not be too mobile this year. But
You'll
I
be able to
look
catch him.
Ma'am,
You won't be able to run away.
I
They'll
won't
be
be
able
able
to
to
catch
run
it.
away. I won't be able to run away. But all these tips that we've given you don't just apply to the ASSP conference. They apply to any conference that you go to. Have a plan, work the plan, leave work at home so you can get the full benefit of coming to the conference.
Right on. So thank you. Thanks again for listening to the Risk Matrix with James and I as hosts. We really appreciate you sticking with us. and coming back week after week to hear us talk. If you've got something to say, we want to hear it. Please make sure to give us your criticism, your critiques, your comments. And if you have something that you'd like to come on and be a guest, please let us know. So, James, you want to take us out?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again to all of our listeners. Look forward to seeing you at the conferences as we roll through the rest of the year. Hey, we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on VeriForce's YouTube channel. We're on VeriForce's LinkedIn channel. And Dr. Martin and I both repost these episodes on our LinkedIn channel. Your mama wants you to watch the Risk Matrix, baby, right? That's where we have interesting discussions and talk about all things safety and the benefit for us all. So if you've been a loyal listener to us, we appreciate it. We got some exciting news coming up here after the conference about the format of the Risk Matrix, and we look forward to announcing that soon. But until next time, y'all keep bringing those workers home safe from high hazard jobs. Roll Tide, baby. It's almost back. Football season 2025 coming to you.
Tide.
Out.
Are you planning to attend ASSP Safety 2025 in Orlando this July? We'll be there July 22nd to 24th at Booth 1201. Stop by to connect with industry experts and explore smarter solutions for contractor management, compliance, and training. Don't miss James Junkin and our expert speakers tackling hot topics like procurement versus safety. Let's build safer workplaces together.